Hi guys, welcome back. Today is week 3 of trailer renovations and we are so excited to show you what we got done. It has been such a crazy week. We haven't gotten a ton finished. I feel like I said that last week and probably the week before, but that's just life right now. So I hope you guys like watching this video. If you do, make sure you give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. So one of the things we did this weekend was start to spray paint the kitchen sink. And we actually ran into a couple of issues. One, the paint is so strong and stinky that our coronavirus masks were not cutting it. However, you can't get other masks right now. We've looked at all the hardware stores, we looked on Amazon. It's really hard to find like an actual respirator mask. So we were trying to take it really slow and just do a few minutes in here and then head back out, and we got some drips when that happened. And so before we finish it, we have to get some sandpaper to sand the edges of these spots, and then we'll spray paint the rest of it. But in the spots where it didn't run, it actually looks really good, and I'm excited for it to be finished. So one of the big things that we got done this week was actually getting almost finished with the bench seat in the slide. It took a lot of work on Joel's part and it's looking really good. We just have to add the plywood hinge top, and then we also have ordered the foam for the top, but we haven't gotten it yet. And once we get that foam, we will have a completed bench seat. I'm very excited. It's also going to be Bennett's crib, and we have not yet made the rail for it, but we did finally decide how we're going to make it work. So we decided that we'll have the frame rest up against the back wall of the slide when we're not using it. Originally, we wanted it to store in the storage underneath, but there was not a way to get it to slide through there without breaking it into pieces. And we didn't want to do that. We want it to be one solid piece that the baby can't, you know, break apart. Anyway, so it's going to store up against the back of the slide when we're not using it and just kind of look like a frame for the couch, almost like a headboard would be for a bed, but for this couch area. It's gonna be mostly covered by pillows anyway. It is very deep seat, so we're gonna put a lot of pillows up against the back when we're using it as a couch. Also this weekend, I painted the kitchen cabinets, the lower cabinets, a color, and you guys, I love it. We actually got this paint from my mom. It is the color that she has her kitchen painted, and it worked out so well in here. We really love what it looks like. We have to do a couple of touch-ups, but it turned out really awesome. So one thing I learned from last week is that when you paint something, you should not leave the tape on for too long because it's really hard to take off if you do. And in some cases we didn't really have a choice because we just are on such a tight time schedule. We're working during naps, we're working during bedtime before it's time for us to go to sleep, and Joel works nights, so he spends at least part of his first day off trying to reset for a different schedule, and then part of his day back to work has to reset in the other direction. So we really get one good solid day of work every week, and then it's just me doing random things while the baby's asleep. So because of that, we can't always take the tape off before the paint is completely dry, but I did do that with the cabinets and it works so much better. They definitely still need some touch-up areas, but it looks much better than the paint did in other places where we took off the tape. One thing about painting a trailer is that there are such awkward spaces that you have to get back into to paint that Joel is confident he can touch up these areas, but it was really, really hard to paint back in these little cracks and not get paint everywhere. I actually even got quite a bit of paint on our stove, even though we had it taped off.
One of the hardest things about doing this renovation is that we do not have a workshop or really any outdoor workspace. As you can see, we finally got nice enough weather where it wasn't scorching outside that Joel could set the saw up outside, but we had been doing most of the cuts inside of the trailer, which is really difficult when you're painting and also have sawdust flying all around.
So I'm going to try to get a couple more things done before we call it good for this week of renovations. I'm going to try to get the backsplash hung and then retape this window because we still have to spray paint the sink, but I'm really anxious to get that hung up. So here are some photos so you guys can see where we stand after week 3. so much for watching. We'll see you next time. Bye.